Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining on day 3. So today we are here to understand a little bit more on latex, a little bit of recap of day 1 and day 2. Day 1, if you remember, we had seen what is anatomy of a manuscript and how do you write rebuttal, how do you write a letter, what are the components of each and every important components of manuscript submission process, review process, so on. And yesterday we were here to understand more about where to publish and little bit of tips and tricks on what is how to use Word document for research, how to use PowerPoint presentation, and what is Scopus, Web of Science, how do they do, I mean, where to find a genuine journal, where do you find a predatory journal, and why you shouldn't publish, and very important topic yesterday. Today, another important topic. So though everyone knows what LaTeX is, but not everyone will start using it. So why we don't use when it's so easy is what we thought we have included this session. We have expert Dr. Balachandra, but before that, let's have our polls, you know, the protocol, what we followed yesterday. So let me, all of you, please go and scan your QR code. I see already 171 of you have already joined, which is good. So let's start our polls. Let me also join the polls before that. I guess I logged in. So you have to give your name before you go and start using it. Give your username, your name, so that we can track you. So now that it's on your screen, let's go to the first question. Please answer. So the first question is on your screen. Is your university specific on any tool to write article thesis? Like your university says, yes, use Word, use LaTeX, or use anything you want. Depends on how you want and what you want. Okay. So 36, 38 of you say no specific, but there are few of them who say we have almost 28 of them who have answered saying yes, there is a specific format or specific tool which they want you to use, which is good. So only 80 of you have answered. Others, please do answer. There are 185 people on poll, and people who have just rejoined, please go to the wooclub.com and give the ID BMS31 May. The same is posted on the link and also on the chat. The link is posted on the chat window as well as on the WhatsApp group. Okay, I will go to the next poll as soon as I get around 100 of them. Okay, fast, 93, 94. So 97, 3 more, 98. Okay, 2 more, 99, 1 more. Okay, we have reached 100. 100 people have voted. In that, 63 of you or 62% of them say that yes, there is a format which we have. We shouldn't. There is no format, but 38% of you say there is a format. Follow-up question. The next one on your screen is this. Have you used LaTeX before? Is the question. Have you used? Few of you are saying. Few of you are told yes. Few of you have said no. I said yes. I have used LaTeX before. So just see and answer. Once you click on yes or no, please you have to press on submit button. Without that, we won't get to know. Okay. 202 of you, almost 104 people have answered. In that, 65% of you say no, you haven't used LaTeX, but there are 36% of them. Maybe you'll know something new in this today's session. If not, it will be a revision if you are expert in LaTeX. Okay, next one on your screen. What do you think? Why do you think it is difficult to use LaTeX? I mean, if you know about LaTeX, you can answer this. Oh, that's good. So somebody says it's not difficult about tax programming. I haven't used remembering of syntax. Not very much difficult. Okay. Programming, tax to remember, syntax, coding, involves coding, more commands. It's easy. Not tried it. No, it's very much easy. Okay, wow. Thanks for support. I haven't used, it's easy only. No idea. Adding packages is stuff. Not comfortable with command. Coding is difficult. Yeah, so Balachandra has very challenging options coming up. It's not friendly and so on and so forth, but I'm sure he'll teach you in such a way that you will agree to many of them who are telling it's very easy. Because a lot of things we have templates, you have to just copy paste, and you can do interactive way also. Even though you're very new to coding or you don't know anything about coding, it's very easily you can do it. It's very simple things. Okay, we'll go to the next one. 110 answers we have got. Let's go to the next one. So would you like to learn to use latex? Here's the question. So yes, I'm sure nobody says no. If you have said no also, then you can quit today's webinar. Okay, wonderful. All of you want to learn LaTeX, something new you want to learn in today's. We will try to keep up our promise. We have wonderful audience. Okay, next one. Are you familiar with any of the following LaTeX editors, online platforms? Text Maker. You can give multiple choices, need not be only one choice. So do you know TechMaker, Technic Center, Tech Studio, TechWorks, Overleafs, any other platform which is not listed here? So I can answer more than one. So it need not be only one. So 39 of you have answered. Most of you know Overleaf. Maybe because of today also, today morning, we posted one message for you to install Overleaf. Not install, but register Overleaf online. Okay. Fast. We have only 80 answers out of 200 people. I don't know, rest of you are not answering. Please answer fast so that we can go to the next question. "92, 93, 94, 95 of you have answered. So once you click on the options, you have to press on submit button. Out of 217, I've got almost 218, almost 98 of them. I'll wait for a couple of more and then go to the last poll before the actual session. So 53% of you know that Overleaf you have heard, or you are familiar, or you have heard of that name, which is good. Okay, we'll go to the last poll before we go to the session by Dr. Balachandra. So would you be interested in, okay, not this, sorry. Okay, this is the previous one. I guess we are done. I had one question, but I don't know, it's not saved, I guess. Anyways, keep this poll aside and we will go back to Teams. So before I invite Balachandra, just wait, keep your WooClap open, just keep it for the end of the session. But before that, let me introduce our speaker for today, Dr. Balachandra. So when I introduce him, I want you guys to do an activity by, welcoming him by using appropriate emojis, so that Balachandra feels more motivated to actually do this session, because it's kind of one way, right? Having so many audience, it's very tough. So when I start talking about him, I want everyone to use emojis very judiciously. Okay. So ready? I can't see. I can see very small number of emojis, very small. Use thumbs up, use clap, use smileys, whatever you want. So let me introduce Dr. Balachandra K, whom you are already seeing on the screen. He obtained his PhD from IIIT, that is International Institute of Information Technology, Bangalore, in 2019. Master of Science degree in Electrical Engineering from University of Kansas in 2008, USA, and Bachelor of Engineering in Electronics and Communication from BTU in 2004. He has been working as assistant professor as Department of Telecommunication, Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering since 2009 at BMS College of Engineering, Prior to BMS, he has been working as a software engineer at Wipro Technologies and also at Air Magnet, California, USA. His research interests are in the area of audio and speech as well as signal processing. And recently, he has gained interest on machine learning. He got another degree, post-graduation certification in the field of artificial intelligence and machine learning from University of Purdue and postgraduate certification in cloud computing from Caltech. He's a senior member of IEEE, and his research articles have been published in various reputed journals and also presented in various conferences. He has received special awards from NPTEL for consistently being among the top performers in various NPTEL courses. So if you want anything to ask about NPTEL, he's the right guy. He's also actively involved in the cultural and literary club at the department level as well as college level in BMSCE. And not only literary or cultural, but he's also very active in technical clubs, like we have something known as Drone Cup, Student Satellite Project of BMSC, to name a few. With this very small introduction about Balachandra, I would like to open the stage for Balachandra to go ahead and share his screen and show us some very nice, interesting thing on LaTeX. And before that, some housekeeping announcements. If you have some questions, please go ahead and post it on the Q&A box and sometimes on chat, because chat is more of interactive. It will be tough to see. At the end, you can post on chat, but in between, if you have questions, post it on Q&A. Thanks a lot, and over to you, Balachandra.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Abhishek. Yeah, good evening all. We shall start our session for the day. Thanks for joining after a hectic days of work. So we'll actually have an overview today, like how to use LaTeX for writing documents. And as you know, at least you would have heard about LaTeX. LaTeX is one of the tools which we use to develop documents. Could be our assignments, could be any article, could be our journals, could be our thesis, any such articles, any such reports, we can use LaTeX. So some people would ask me like, why LaTeX, why not Word? Such questions we'll take as we go. And as we understand, there are many tools which we have the option for, like how we have programming languages like C, C++, Java. Based on the application, based on the need, we actually choose whatever we are comfortable and whatever we want. So instead of telling which one is harder, which one is easier, once you start using LaTeX, you'll understand the benefits of it, the quality of documents which we are going to generate. So let us start without any delay. I'll just briefly show how to install, but I'll not install, just 2 minutes, and that you can take offline, or else I'll take the question even in the group after the session. As installation takes around 40 minutes and we don't have so much time. So that's why we'll be using Overleaf, which is an online platform for the day. And like, if you ask me if I already have an online platform, why to install? As an example, many times we have worked on software like MATLAB, which also has an installer version as well as online version, but online version has limited features. But for our purpose, the LaTeX online version is more than enough. And even to write our thesis, it's more than enough. So we'll go with that. Some features like speed, the RAM and all those things, some more features would be available if I install onto my local machine. But as I told, I'll just give you an overview of how to install and what are the things which would go in installation. Like whenever we actually try to write a language, a piece of code, we usually have two things. One is called an editor, one is called a compiler. Let us think, most of us would have actually at least done a C language. So C code I can actually write on any editor. It can even be a notepad. But to compile that, I need a compiler, select turbo compiler or any such thing. Similarly, when I have to write a piece of LaTeX code, I'll need two things. One is called an editor and another software which will understand what I have written in this editor and give me an output. So that means when I actually write a document in Word, I'll have to take care of all the formatting, and I'll see like the end result is what I'm seeing. But LaTeX is not like that. What you type is not exactly what you get out. You just have to write a piece of code to get a required output. So we'll see how. As I told, the editor is having only the capability to store what you have what you have typed. Like if you say hello world, it can only save hello world, but hello world to a PDF document cannot be done by the editor. I need a software which is called MikTeX. So usually most of us use MikTeX. There is an other software also called as TechLife, but most of 98%, at least around 90% of them here in India, at least we use MikTeX. And as I told, like we had given options. If you have heard about any editors, TechMaker is one of the popular editors and very easy to use. So what do you do is, you actually install the editor first, and also install the compiler, which is the MikTeX, based on the machine you're using. If you're using a Windows machine or an Apple machine, based on that, you will choose the appropriate file. I'll show how the installer looks like. So this is called TechMaker. Can you see now? Can you see the screen?
Yeah, Balachandra, we can see your
Yeah,
screen.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let us start, as I told. Two things I need. One is called TechMaker, which is an editor. The other one is a compiler to understand what I have written in the editor and give me the output. Like as I gave an analogy, like how I have an editor in C, which has the capability only to store the code, but it cannot give you the output. The C compiler has to take care of it. Similarly, if I actually tell you, TechMaker is the software, the editor, which has to be installed only to type the code, and this code is run by something called as MikTeX. Okay. So here, as I see, based on the machine, I'm using Windows, Mac, Linux. I have the appropriate installer to be downloaded and installed. Since I'm using a Windows machine, I have installed a Windows .exe I have downloaded, and I've installed the Windows version of the same MikTeX. So I'll just show how the TechMaker looks like. So once you download the editor and install MikTeX, so you see an interface like this where you type your code. And for example, and if you remember any coding language, if you have ever done coding, so in the beginning we have something called as package or header files. So these header files will have some of the inbuilt functions which the compiler has predefined. So based on which I'll be getting the required output. For example, if I do not use stdio.h, say, I'll not be able to see the output of printf in C language if we have studied C. If not, it's still okay. But all I can tell is based on the packages, package which is similar to our header files, whatever function is within that package can be used. If I have to actually say, for example, let us say I want to use different colors, I've highlighted this. So if I want to use different colors, red, blue, green, whatever, because by default the text is black, then I'll have to use something called as X color. If I have to use figure, then I have to use graphics package. Like if I have to use some symbols, then I have to use a package called symbol, similarly math. This is like how we use math.h or something in our C language. So once you have all the packages, you can start coding. This is how the interface would look like. But as I told, I'll not be using anything offline for the day. We'll straight away go to the Overleaf, and we can do everything what I can do offline. And as somebody has commented, installing packages will take time, because on your local machine, every time you run your code, a missing package has to be installed. Sometimes it installs by searching on its own from the internet. Sometimes it can't, so you may have to manually install it. So this is a time consuming process, and Overleaf has done all this for us, and we'll straight away go to Overleaf. Till here, any questions you have? So if something is not clear, I'll just repeat. As I told, when I'm installing on my local machine, I need two things. One is called compiler, one is called editor. The compiler is the MikTeX compiler, which most of us use irrespective of the editor you are using. And for any code to be run, any function to be implemented, as we have header files in our programming language, we'll have packages in this language. Now, even when I write LaTeX instructions, we also call it as code. And LaTeX is mostly meant for developing documents, unlike C or Java, where the functionalities are like infinite. I mean, it has much more capabilities of doing a lot of operations. So LaTeX, we do not actually extend the functionalities to something what Java or C++ or C can do. This is mostly to develop documents. As you see, something typed on the left and something you're seeing on the right. This is the document generated. I have not exactly typed what actually you see in on the right. This, but however, when we are using Word, I would have typed the way I see on the right itself. Okay, so as mentioned, we'll move on to the online platform. Hope everybody has created Overleaf account. Anybody has not yet done yet? So I have actually shared. So how to register? So if I log out, as you can see here, so Overleaf is an online platform. Instead of installing, I can actually straight away start working on my LaTeX code, start writing the documents. So once you go to Overleaf, you will have an option to register, and you can use your email ID and password and say register. Okay. So shall we go ahead? Any questions so far? Yeah, Linux definitely we have, as I told. This is just an online platform. You can actually just open Google Chrome or Edge if you are using my Windows machine. Linux also has a Google Chrome there, so you can actually open Mozilla or Chrome or anything and just log into this website. Has everybody logged in? Shall we continue? Is the purpose of LaTeX clear to all of you? Yeah. So as I told, if you have questions like why are we actually doing this? You have the option of Word. I'm not comparing for now. As mentioned, when we introduce a lot of languages, also programming languages, also when we give a lot of tools also, based on your requirement, you can choose. But I have been working on both of them, and the quality of documents is better with LaTeX, but Word also has come up with a lot of features now, so you can try that also. But once you start using this, you will understand what advantages we have. Maybe initial teething period would be there, but once you get familiar, and if you can't remember the instructions like some of you mentioned, once you start using it slowly, the instructions will start flowing in. And also you have some readily available documents which will have frequently used instructions. I'll be posting that after the session, but I'll be trying to cover everything you require to write your thesis. And don't worry. I mean, right now I'm not sharing it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So right now, don't worry about that. I was actually seeing, I was checking your questions if you have any questions, that's all. So I have not started anything yet. So as I was telling, once you start using, you will understand the benefits. And I'll be trying to cover everything you require to write any journal, any article, any assignment, or I'll show how to write thesis also. But if we need an elaborate session, we'll take it sometime later after a few weeks. And also I'll be posting an assignment in the group. If you have any questions in completing the assignment, you can definitely ask me. So much is clear, I guess. So we'll start working on the first document. Okay. So parallelly, you can also do, everybody has logged in, I guess. So I'll show you step by step what to do. Once you log in, everybody is on the same page. Have you logged in? Have you logged in? So yeah, don't worry if you're seeing Microsoft Teams. I'm just seeing if your responses. Yeah, yeah. Once you have logged in, what you should do first is you have something called as everybody, I guess, is on this page, right? So all you can do is create a new project. Create a new project, click on new project and create a blank project, and do not give any extension to the project. Just give a name, could be your name, your institute name, anything. A random name would work. I have just created one project called as test one. Okay. So everybody has created a project. Everybody created a project. Yeah. Okay. So first thing is create a new project, give any name, do not give any extension. Inside that we can go on adding our files. So I have one project which is readily available here. I'll parallelly do into a new project whatever I'm asking you to do. And I'll try, as I said, let us just try to understand what all things would go into a document. So even if I'm writing an English textbook, the text would always be there. Any book, text is something which is always there. So any document will have text, then it will have some formatting like bullets, right? Alignment, the text, how do you align to the right, to the left, and all those things. Next, I have figures, I'll have tables, I'll have equations. Most of the documents will have these. So all these things I'll be covering. At the end, we'll have references to be added. So this will mostly complete 90% of the documents. If there is something which is missing, we'll still look into it. So I hope till here everybody is with me. So once you open your project, on the left side you have an icon called new file. Click on the new file. By default, the extension is .tech, which tells I'm using latex file. Though it's written latex, we call it as tech. It's pronounced tech. So give any name. So I'll just give a name to this. Straight away you can give a name, or else you have the option of renaming. Let us just say test one and enter. I hope till here everybody is okay. Yeah, figure I mentioned, I'll be adding the figures, I'll be adding the tables, I'll be adding the equations, I'll be calling the references, and I'll also tell how to write your journal paper. I mean, actually, when you understand how to do all these things, adding figures, writing equations, and all those things, when you already have a ready template, when you write to a journal, when you write to a conference, when you write your thesis, you already have a ready template, and plugging in the values is not actually hard. Already 80% is done by them. Only thing you have to do is plug in the missing values. So you don't have to worry. Only your data you have to put. The formatting, everything is done by your university, or even the journal, whoever is taking care of the formatting at the journal level, they would have done 80% of the work for you. You just have to ensure you just put your text and equations and figures and tables at the right places. Apart from that, you don't have to worry about anything. Okay, so let us remove the apprehension that LaTeX is hard and start learning with a fresh mind. I hope everybody is with me. First, create a new project, create a new file, and this file is empty. This is the extension has to be .tech. I hope everybody has done that. By default, it takes, you don't have to worry about it. In case you have deleted, make sure you have just retained that. Okay. So as I told, we do not have enough time to start typing the equation. I'll explain line by line, and I'll be pasting the code onto the chat box. You can copy paste onto your file. Let us first start with our first LaTeX document. Okay. Copy this. I'll parallelly explain. Copy this onto your first file, whatever you open from the beginning, starting at /document class. Start from there and end document till that. Please copy everything. Okay, once you have done that, observe what each and every comment I have written, and also I'll share the document at the end, and all the codes I'll be sharing, so you don't have to worry about missing out anything. When we start writing a document, first we have to tell what type of document am I writing. So most popular type of documents are article and report. Article mostly can be used for most of our conference and journals, and report also can be for your assignments or your thesis also. So these two are very popular type of documents which would be writing through our engineering studies or research studies. Okay. So first line in our document has to be like start the document. Okay. That is like you have to tell what class, what type of document you're writing. And 12 PT is that is 12 point. I'm using 12 point font. What font? Don't worry. By default, it has some font to be taken care of. And like tweaking with fonts, we can actually do that. So that we will see like the beautification, the like how actually the presentation we will see as we move on. For now, whatever default font the LaTeX is taking, let it take. Document class, as I told, either use article and have written here. We can also use report. First thing we have to tell in any LaTeX document is you have to tell what class. Okay. Is that clear? And this tells what font you want. So much everybody has done. Have you pasted the code onto your first file in Overleaf? Yeah. Anybody has a question? Okay. Unable to paste. Why? Okay. Let us see, whoever is able to do it, let us continue. If a couple of you are not able to do it, let us see. I'll help you offline. Unable to paste, why? Hmm. What is it telling? Abhishek, can you try putting it on the WhatsApp group? If they can actually try from WhatsApp web. Yeah, I'll explain after pasting what to do. Uh, yeah, is it done? Do you have access to WhatsApp web? Can I put it there? Chat is opening for all of you now. Done. Don't worry about what is to be done after. Just paste it. Just paste it. Yeah. So I'll get back to the screen. We'll start understanding what is happening. Okay. Yeah. So now let us, I was actually mentioning that first thing I have to take care is what class, mostly as I was mentioning. And this percentage sign, whatever you see here is for comment, like how we have double slash in C language. Okay. So percentage, whatever you have written there, that is for your understanding, and those lines will not be compiled. Okay. If I have missed anything here, an error will show up. Okay. And as I mentioned, Word is something what you see, what you get kind of document. This is what you code, what you get. Okay, LaTeX is what you code, what is what you get. Okay. So next, as I mentioned, you'll be using symbol, math, graphics, and different packages. This is for using symbols. Symbols is like alpha, beta, gamma, and so on. Mathematics, like used to, if you want to do power or any other integral operation, for that you'll be using math package. And graphics is for figures, and color if you want to change any color. So first thing is, after you call all the packages, you have to tell I'm starting the document, and that is done by saying begin document. And however, like how we have opening braces and closing braces in any code, begin document has to be accompanied with end document. So that is like a pair. Once you say begin document, automatically the end document is inserted. Okay. So if you actually see here, if I start typing, it should actually prompt. Once I've already done, it's not showing. Let me actually start typing here. See, I've started typing here. So it's automatically prompting begin document. Once I enter that, end document is automatically inserted. Everything you code, everything you write as a LaTeX code has to be between these two lines. I hope till here you're with me. Yeah, try to refresh. That's all. Try to refresh. And sometimes, yeah, Overleaf, hopefully your account is fine. Okay. So I hope everybody has understood what is to be done. So initially I have to tell article or report, and the relevant packages have to be called, and then have to tell begin the document, end the document. And document, mostly I'll be using a title. I have to give a title to my document, and most of the commands in LaTeX, they are very intuitive. When I say title, I just have most keywords, remember, is preceded by a backslash. Most keywords are preceded by a backslash. And whenever I have to insert a title, I just have to use the keyword title, and all the text, whatever is of importance, which is to be sent to a keyword, has to be in curly braces. So much is clear. So I've just given title as, let us give a title. You can give anything. You can give, let us give a title, scientific workshop, BMSCE. So that is the title, and title is again associated with another keyword called make title. And don't worry, like some of you were again asking too many commands. This, once you make this ready, this template would be already given to you either by Overleaf or from your university, so you don't have to worry about remembering everything. I'm just telling the keywords which are frequently used. So the first thing is you have to decide what type of document and what all things you need. That will be your package. And if you are using Overleaf, somebody asked me, a package installation is a headache, and that will not happen with Overleaf. That automatically takes care of everything. Okay. So title is very obvious. I mean, I don't think it's very hard to remember. Once you begin your document, give a title to your document, and make title is something which will end this title. That means these two keywords, title and make title, to go together. And in between, if you want, you can insert your name, author. So I have given my name. So hopefully till here you are okay with me. After that, you can type text as though you're typing. in any text editor, and I've given multiple spaces. Multiple spaces by default they are taken as one. Okay, so even if you give 100 spaces, only one space would be taken by LaTeX. And so this is how we start. And once you're done, press Ctrl S to save the document. Ctrl S to save the document. And by default, Ctrl S also runs the document and gives you the output on the right side. So if you're getting the output, 2-3 authors we can add. I'll show you at the end. 2-3 authors we can add. 10 authors also we can add. Yeah. 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 I'll go step by step. Till here, have you understood? Till here, yeah. I can comment and compile everything. Till here, have you understood? Yeah. So I'll just proceed. So if you have to actually start a new section, okay. So section, if like we have sections in any text in any book. So first thing is you have to use the keyword section. So let us say you're starting a new section. So I'll comment till here. Since there was a request to go step by step, I'll comment till here. Comment is yeah, and out all these things and tell you what actually happens, because if we go so slow, it's hard to complete, but it's still fine. It's okay. Yeah. See, now nothing else is seen, only the first section is seen. And as mentioned, once you begin the document, give a title to your document. Title is nothing but enclosed in a keyword called title, and author name is here. And as you asked me how to add 2-3 authors, that I'll be taking at the end. That is fine. By default, once you say make title, today's date is automatically inserted. I have not even worried about inserting the date. And now I'm telling, let us begin our journey on learning LaTeX. Okay. So after title, by default, 2 spaces would be given, else usually 1 space is given. So after that, if I have to start a section, the keyword for that is section. By default, you don't have to number them. It automatically takes care of numbering. So much is okay with everyone, I think. Whatever title you want for that section, you just enclose in the flower braces. So one thing we have learned, most commands, or like if like sections, title, all these things will be preceded with the keyword, relevant keyword, and a backslash, and whatever text which has to be written, that is written within the flower bracket. So much is okay, I guess. So once you have a section, you want to write something within the section, then you start typing, let us start our first section. So just press Ctrl S, automatically you would actually see, let us start our first section. Within first section, when you have a chapter, so within first chapter, you will have 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, so on. So this you can think as your first chapter. Within that, you can actually think of 1.1, 1.2, so on. So once you have a section, 1.1 is nothing but a subsection of the main section. So again, it's very, very intuitive. You have to write that within a keyword called as subsection. So if I actually, this is my first so I'm not worried about numbering. Once I say subsection, it automatically gave me a number 1.1. When I actually again replicate this, so 1.1 is done. So if I have one more subsection, so let us say I have a subsection within the subsection. Okay, so I am going inside the first subsection. So for that, I call it a subsection. So I got 1.1.1 as the numbering. Till here, anybody has a question? No, if you have opened your Chrome correctly, just Control S, or there is a button on the right, which is this recompile. You can click that. You can just say recompile if that is not working. Clear? Yeah. So let me repeat. Once you start your section that is within the keyword called section, within that you definitely want to write something within it which is called subsection, and you want to go one step deeper, so you just say subsection, section, subsection, subsection. If you want to go to 5-6 levels, that is a different level of coding that I'll share offline, but most of us will not be using more than 2 levels of sectioning. So we will not go beyond subsection in this session. Okay, so I think we'll proceed. Let us say you want to highlight something or make a text bold. It is again very intuitive. So you want to make a text bold. That text, whatever has to be in bold, has to be preceded by a keyword called as text BF, text bold font. And all keywords, most of them, they'll have a backslash before that. So if I again compile this, see, all other text is not bold. Only the text which I wanted to be bold, I have put it in the keyword which is called text BF. Now I get the text as bold. So this is similar to what you do in your Word. Suppose I want to make only the make word as bold. That has to be within the flower braces. Once I actually put closing braces here, it's giving me a red dot here. It is telling you're closing before, and there is a closing here and no opening. So every opening braces has to be accompanied with a closing braces. So else it will throw an error. Now only the text which was within the scope of text BF is bold. The rest is normal text, plain text. Till here, I hope it is clear. So how to create section, how to create subsection, how to make a text bold. I think this much is clear. So we'll move to the next document. The basic is clear till here. Modification. Yeah, I hope it's clear, right? Anybody has a question? So shall I continue with the second document? See, I told you I'll cover everything you need. Everything you need, most of the things I'll cover. If anything is missing, it will be posted in the group. So don't worry about that. It will be done. Uh, by the end of my session, if you still have something uncovered, you can actually post it. I have have the schedule in such a way that all the things you require for your journal or thesis is covered. I'll go step by step. So is the basic clear now? What is LaTeX? How does the structure look like? Is it looking very hard so far? Yes, sir is for hard or understanding. It's not hard so far. So basically, we'll just try to understand LaTeX. How do we push? Don't worry, I'm telling you, I'm doing all these things without even asking me the question. I have all these things covered. All your questions I have answered before. I mean, I've answered myself and I've put everything in the document. Yeah. All the videos, all the codes, everything. There is nothing multi-line comment. Mostly you can go on putting percentage on each line. Comment is only for you, right? It won't get compiled. Okay. So to understand what is LaTeX, LaTeX is nothing but a tool which helps us to generate documents, and those documents could be anything like articles, reports, our thesis, our assignments, anything. And why do we use this? Like, for example, I'll have to take care of sectioning and all those things, this which I did not do now. It automatically took care of all the formatting for me. Okay. So, and inserting date, all those things were taken care, and it is automatically aligning. I don't even have to worry about it. And to give multiple spaces, I'll tell you later how to give multiple spaces, because as you see here, only one line space is given. Even if I give, so let us say this is my first section. I have scrolled down 10 lines, but if I actually compile, it just comes one line down. Okay, so don't worry about that. So I have actually included, even if you want to come 10 lines down, how to come 10 lines down. We'll see that. Okay, by default, even if you give, suppose you don't give any space at all, you just say you give one enter, and there is no space virtually between the lines. It will not go to the next line. It will actually compile on the same line. So at least one space has to be given if you want any text to move to the next line. So basic text is clear to everybody how to do basic text. All your equations, figures, everything will come. So till here, I mean, as I told, let us not jump ahead. Only in the things which are covered. If you have a question, let me know. Clear, right? Yeah. So I'll take it as yes and move to the next one. So this is the next code. I have written comments in such a way that even after the session, you should be able to understand. Okay. So this is the next code. How do you write this code? Open a new file again, save it as a new file, give any name, say test2 or latex2 or something like that. .tex is automatically taken. Paste this code in a new file, like how I have done here. Okay, so first is a different code. So I'm going to another code and pasting it there. So I'll create a new file. I have a second project to help you out. Test2 is my new file, and I have pasted. Everybody has done so much. Everybody has done. Yeah. Okay. Now I think everybody is able to paste. No questions as such. Now let us understand how to write. So what have I actually named this as? My actual the name I have given is my first LaTeX doc. That was just to get started with LaTeX. This is actually where I'm trying to write something with LaTeX. Okay, and again, few things again they're getting repeated. I have an article type of document, and I'm using color because some of you may ask, I want to put a blue color, black color, red color, something like that, green. How can I do for a particular text? We'll try to see that. So let us try to compile this code, and we'll see if we can understand line by line. If we cannot understand, I mean, if you want me to do it line by line, I'll again try to comment and go line by line. Okay. So as you see here, the document has begun here, where on the 8th line I've begun the document, and I've typed some text. Finally, what are we trying to do now? Finally, we have begun to prepare documents in LaTeX. And now we have question. This question is already answered. How will I get the output? I just have to compile. Just have to compile. And this I have written for the offline tool where you will have to save it and go and compile here. So here you will for the offline tool. So you will just save as. So you give a name. Once you are done, there is a run button here. You click on this run. This is how the document would look like. So that I have written for the offline document. So always save before proceeding. It is always a good habit. Okay. So this compile using tools is here for the offline. Using tools, we have option of compiling here. Okay. So this for the online tool, you don't have to worry too much. The recompile button on the right side will compile the code for you and generate the output. Okay. So now, so when you are actually compiling on the offline machine, so you will actually see if there is any error. For example, let us say I forget to close this, then it will throw an error saying that see the file end was expected, but you have not done, and the error is usually in red. Okay. So if you have written everything correctly, then it is in blue, and there is a warning. It's okay, we can ignore because I have not given my name as author here. That's why it is telling a warning. It's just a warning, but it will still work. Now there is no warning and I'm getting the output. My name also has come here. This is for the offline machine. So much is clear to everyone. So we'll move ahead. No. Don't get confused. I was actually talking about the offline machine, offline tool. If you use it in the future, the text here, whatever I have written, some of them is for online machine. So don't get confused. We'll just continue with our online compiler. So now first, as I told, the first thing we will be doing is starting a section. We have started with sections. So now you have understood how to break into more sections. So when I actually want to break into more sections, it is subsection, then subsection. And if you just use subsection again, because you have come one step behind, so this naming will change to 1.2. Right? If I have one more subsection, what would be the numbering? This is my new subsection. I hope I get 1.3. See, automatically it has taken care of numbering. This is my new subsection. If I actually give a subsection here, subsection, then it should be 1.3 point something. This should be within 1.3. Yes, I see that. Now this subsection is nothing but which is just before this, whatever was the subsection, it will start numbering with reference to that. This should be within 1.3. Yes, I see that. So sorry. Are you still able to see the screen? Yeah, the screen is visible, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we are okay with this. I'll not dive deep into this. So we'll start with a few formats. So for example, let us say I have taken a new section. First section was done. Let us say if I do another section, so it has to start with two. Any name you can give to that section. I have written about my college, which is BMS College of Engineering. And suppose this BMS college alone, I want to have it in a different color, say green color. So what should you do? Again, whatever text has to be highlighted has to be preceded by that keyword text color. I don't think till now any keyword was very hard to understand or remember. So there may be thousands, but when we start writing, there will be only tens of keywords which we'll be regularly using. So we'll start remembering them. So I encourage you to use and take up the assignment, excuse me, at the end of the session, and come back and ask us if you have any doubt, and I'll be taking it offline and I'll help you if you still have. So text color, only BMS College of Engineering wanted to be green. If green is not visible, let me see if blue works. Yeah, so only that particular text is blue and everything else is black by default. Okay. Yeah. And to go to a new line, usually this double slash is used. By default, it goes to a new line. And also you have a new line keyword. There are many ways of going to a new line. One is using the new line, giving multiple spaces, or using double backslash. Okay. And you want to give a huge space horizontally. Suppose you want to start this text somewhere like here. See, I'm highlighting this. Somewhere here you want to start this text. So what you can do is insert a horizontal space of some length. Let us make it 2. Let us make it 3. You will understand how the space reduces. See, the space has reduced. If I increase to 10, it may even go out. Yeah. So if you actually want to give a horizontal space, you use H space. If you want to give a vertical space, you use V space. And somebody asked me how to give multiple spaces, and this is how we give multiple spaces. Okay, vertical space I have given 2 centimeters. So instead of going only one line down, it has gone multiple lines down. Suppose I make it 8 centimeter. So don't worry about what is written in the text, and it has brought the text vertically down. Okay, and to move horizontally to the right, you just have to use H space. So it is very intuitive. And suppose you want to start the text on a new page, it is again very intuitive. You just have to use the keyword new page. It will start on a new page, else it will start somewhere here. Okay. So if I actually do not have a comment, again is, sorry, comment again is this. If I don't have, see, the section came within the same page, which says, let me start a new section, a new page, which is actually not true. If I want to just start for some reason, because after every chapter, you would like to start on a new page, all you have to say is new page, start with a fresh page. So till here, most formatting, most basic text formatting is done. And few more formats we will see. Till here, if you have any basic question, how to compile only the selected lines, instead you just have to comment. Else it will start and stop till the end of the document, because you say begin document, end document, it can't stop anywhere. It's not like a MATLAB where you have a debug point and you can stop there. So that thing is hard. Whatever line you do not want, I'll go here. Let us say I don't want this. So this particular line I don't want. I can just comment. Suppose you don't want this, just comment. So that will not be compiled. After one, all the subsections I have masked, and straight away goes to second section. That's the only option mostly we have. Mostly the format is, but comment itself is if document is large. We have the option of commenting multiple lines here. This is a free version. I'm not able to see the button there. Else you have the option of commenting multiple lines. I think it's clear, right? For example, let us say here in this, I'll open another document, a bigger document. One second, let me open a local document. So let us say, okay. So these many lines I want to comment. Okay. So I have edit, comment, done. Is that clear? So I don't have to worry so much. So those lines will not be compiled. So those lines were not compiled now. Okay. So I think now it is clear. Because this is a free version, sometimes, yeah, that button is not enabled. I just have to go and enable that button. Else, for example, as you were asking, like suppose all these things I want to comment. Just select that, go to edit and comment. If you build, that line will not be found. That, see, I have put BMS College of Engineering, which was in color green, that is not visible on the right. All I will do is go to edit and again say uncomment. Done. Now the text is back. Okay, shall we move ahead? So that's what I was telling. Free versions and local, as I was telling, local versions, that is the local machine versions will have more features. But for us, for today, because of the shortage of time, and most of the things will work with free version also. You have a paid version of Overleaf, where you have lot more features. Local machine is 100% free. Local machine version is always free. Only Overleaf is paid for advanced features. I hope I'm clear. Latex is completely free. You don't have to pay 1 rupee also. But for Overleaf, some advanced features are paid, and sometimes your university will give you access. Okay. So when I was actually taking some course with IITM, when I was teaching them, they had given me their access. So I'm not using that. I'm using my personal access. I'm not allowed to use that for any other reason. Okay. So that I'll not be using today. Okay. So I'll just continue with the next thing. Okay. Okay. So mostly the sectioning is clear. So we'll take the next document. I'll paste the next document. Basic formatting is covered in this document, basic formatting. So again, create a third file. I think by mistake, there are two end documents, take only one. Delete the last end document, it has to be only one. So copy onto a third file. And I'll show you basic text formatting. They have a specific format for that. Any keyword is preceded with a backslash. Only then I understand it's a keyword. Else it becomes lambda. If I just say backslash lambda, maybe it takes as lambda. Else it will just take as lambda text. So we can try that. I mean, not a big problem. So for example, I have actually taken it as backslash section. So if I just type section, it just gives me section. So only with that backslash, with the color change, it understands. I mean, color changes for us to understand that it is a keyword. That's a different thing. But only if it is done so, I'll be able to differentiate. Yeah, I have written it correctly. If I miss this, then I can't differentiate in a huge text. Have I? Because if nothing is highlighted, I'll definitely miss out. If the hyperlink, the link is not there, then definitely I'll miss out. Am I actually seeing the right text, or have I missed out the keyword? It becomes almost impossible in your thesis, which is like 200 pages. Becomes very hard to figure out if you have made a mistake with your keywords. Mostly it is the format. So we have a predefined format. We'll just follow that. As I told, we'll go with the third document, and yeah. So you can, this is again an article. You can just use plain article here. This is just another format. I mean, where sometimes the affiliation and my name is coming in bold. not bold, I would say capital. Apart from that, everything else remains the same. Okay. Yeah. So, and I have also included page numbering here. I have not worried about the page numbering. I mean, obviously, Word also has insert page. That's a different thing. So once I say Arabic, it is going to give me 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So we will just see how to format text. Here I have bold, I have italics, I have underline, most of the things which we usually do. And also this coloring we had already seen. And keeping a text to the right, keeping a text to the center, and increasing the font. All the basic things we will see. Specific size, again, I'll take up later. But mostly how to increase, as I told, specific font you have to change here, but each font, if you have to write it in a different size like 12, 14, 16, that is again a little hard, but that we will see later. Now I think we will start seeing what is there in this document. Again, title will tell me what is the title I have given, and author is my affiliation, my name and my affiliation. I have put it in bracket. All these brackets are automatically removed. Whatever is in the bracket is compiled, and I'm getting the output on the right. You see here, and as I was telling, title is usually accompanied with make title. So that is how it is. And if I actually miss this, then it will either give an error or warning. See, the title did not come. So you just have to write both of them in pairs. So I think till here you have understood. Now I'm starting a new section, and label is only for your reference. I have written it as introduction to Vivekananda Swami. So I've given Swami Vivekananda rather. So I have given that as intro to Swami. Okay. So this is an optional thing, label in the sense, suppose you want to call this section anywhere. How do you call a section anywhere? By giving a name which is preceded by the keyword label. So if you say intro Swami first section, that will be your name which you will use anywhere. Okay. So once you give the label, you can cite, like how do we actually say, referring to section 3.9. That is how we would actually write in our text, right? Suppose I am writing 3.11. So I would say referring to section 3.9. So you don't have to remember what was the section number. Suppose you change the section number, it has to be taken care. All those things you don't have to worry. All you have to do is give a name, which is using the keyword label. I'll tell you how to do it. Now, after this section is there, I have copied some text about Swami Vivekananda. So as I told, there are two ways of writing bold text. Either use \BF and put everything in curly braces, or else this can be put inside text BF. That is one thing. The other thing is, how do you underline? Underline is again very intuitive. You just have to use the keyword underline. You just have to use the keyword underline. Text it or it. Just text it or it. Both will work for italics. Both will work for italics. And if you want both to happen, bold as well as italics, first you can actually put the whole text within the text it, which will do it which will italicize the word, and that whole thing can be put within the text BF to get bold as well as italics. I hope it is clear. Shall I repeat? So whatever, let me actually compile it. Let us say I am writing, I'll write it here. Let us write a fresh line to understand. First thing is, let us say everybody is interested in highlighting something. Let us first understand only bold. If you want to write something is bold, as soon as you're typing, it is actually prompting you. Don't have to remember. As I told you, just have to be intuitive. Most of them are very intuitive. Text BF, say I wanted to highlight Narendra. That was his original name. So when I compile this, so that comes here. Let us write a fresh line to understand basic formatting. Because there is only one line gap, you're not able to see it very clearly. I'll give vertical space. Let us say 3 cm. So you see it better. Okay. And after that also we'll give a space so that part in better. Okay. So again, since I did not give a space here, it is continuing the line. So I'll just give one space after this to bring the text to the next line. So I have done one thing at a time, which is writing the text in bold. So the other question was write the text in italics. So it is once you start typing text, it automatically tells all the options available. Text italics. He was Calcutta, let us say that I want to write it in italics. Yeah, since I have not given a space, it is writing right next to that. If you give a space, it will go to the next line. Very simple. We have repeated that this multiple times. So whatever was, I think some of you had a question, right? I think your question answered how to get bold, how to get italics. Both are same. Both can be used. It's like a different way of writing it. Okay. Just backslash it also will do, but the way you write is little different. So this is easy to remember. Just remember this one. Backslash it will be within the bracket. So within the bracket, backslash it also comes. So both will be the same thing. Both serve the same purpose. This is also italics. This is also italics. I don't see any great difference between the two. So we will stick to one. I have given multiple options, but let us stick to text BF and text IT for now. I think till here everybody is with me. Is that clear? So the other one was underline. Underline is again very intuitive. Again, you just type underline. He was a great scholar. Say, was a great scholar. Once I do that, that part is underlined. Suppose this underline also has to be italicized. So whatever you have already done, that you actually write in italics. See? I think somewhere I've missed a bracket. Somewhere I've missed a bracket, yeah. No, it's okay. So now whatever was underlined is also italicized now. This again, if you want to make it bold, it is like a nested loop, how we go on writing nested loop. All the things are done within a single line. One of you had a question. What is the difference? I think basic formatting is clear to everyone. These are the things which would be mostly using, and color is also clear. I think you just have to write whatever text you want to be in a different color, preceded with the keyword text color. In the bracket, you will write the color you want, and after that, again, the text you want has to be in flower bracket. After that, outside the bracket, whatever you write will be normal text. So clear? Yeah, that is the difference. Whatever you have mentioned. Okay. Now again, see, when you say you have to write it to the center, whatever text has to be to the center. You just have to proceed with those things have to be written within the keywords begin center and end center. Whatever has to be right aligned. Again, it will be One is for flush left, one is for flush right. Yeah. By default, everything is left aligned, which is flush left. Otherwise, it goes to the right. For the right alignment, center alignment is center. Okay. By default, you don't have to worry about flush left. By default, everything is left. Shall we move? Okay. So basic three things we'll be doing, right? Left, right, and automatically those things are taken by default. Even justification would be done. So next important thing is how to write quotes. You have to be very careful with the quotes. I mean, suppose you want to write double quotes. This is the one I have highlighted here. You don't use double quotes straight away. Look how it looks like. See the 1, 2, this line. And suppose you want to save the word PDF from Overleaf on the right where I'm pointing the cursor, you just have download PDF option. The PDF is downloaded and you can see what you have written. So I'll zoom onto the text. Suppose you want to, usually this is how the double quotes would look like. So how do you write such a double quote? So using this, which is next to the tilde or on the tilde button, and right side, this is how you would end. If you use this double quote, which is already there on your keyboard, you will still get double quote, but not the way you expected. It is coming in a different format. Okay. Left side, if you use that, that is always a problem. Right side, somehow it will take care. Single quotes, again, use this. So I hope double quotes and single quotes are clear. And different sizes you have, like footnote size, small size, normal size, large, huge. And you see the difference. When I'm writing large, everything in small, I have one size, which is fifth line. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the one you're getting, where all the words or the letters are in small. When the first letter is big, the size increases a little. When everything is big, the size increases further. So this is all you will have to worry about when writing different sizes of the text. Shall I move on? Hope everything is clear. Flush right is right align, flush left is left align. Clear? Center means center. Like we have left, right, center, justify in our word, right? Something like that, yeah. So if you see here, flush left, here everything is left. If you see here, it is to the right. Then if you see here, it is to the center. It's like that. That's all. Very simple. So we'll move to the next document where we will be, because when we write some key points, I'll definitely need to write bullets. That is another important thing which I'll be interested in writing during my presentation also, but I'll not, it's by default, it is done. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to do anything. Copy the next code. This is for writing bullets. Copy the next code and let me know where we'll proceed. Till here, are you with me? Like, are you finding anything very difficult? Mostly, at least 80% is okay. I mean, I don't expect everything to be assimilated on a single day, but still, if you are able to get most of it, I'll be happy. Okay. Shall we move to the next one? I take it as yes. Yeah, it's okay. We have already yeah, thanks. Finding it easy, nice. But we already had a question in the beginning. If you are very interested in an elaborate session, that also we'll plan. But do not panic or do not worry. It's not like that after today you can't get in touch with us. You can definitely post your query. Uh, we'll try our best to answer. Okay. So, and some of you already have this apprehension that how will I write thesis? Writing thesis is very easy as compared to what we are doing now. If you understand this, writing thesis is very easy. I mean, you can prepare individual documents and you just have to merge like how we are doing here. Now I created a project. Think your project as your thesis. Within, yeah, Abhishek, you have a question? I mean, shall I continue or you have a question?
Yeah, continue. Just that I was thinking, uh, can we
I know
show some ready-made
yeah.
templates and all those things?
I'll try to quickly run over this bullets and equations, and then we'll go to templates. Just 10 minutes. Yeah, I'll go to the template.
Yeah,
Yeah,
7:30. So maybe 10,
yeah,
15 minutes we can wind up.
yeah.
So what I personally do is I take the ready-made template and start editing it, like how we were discussing in the morning. So we can also give them some tips on around that, and then after a
Yeah,
couple of equation figures
yeah,
and
yeah.
all those.
Okay, okay. I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll do that. Yeah. So uh, after this, more than bullets, most of you would be interested in inserting figures, I guess. That's a very important thing. Then, sorry, we'll take up the template and just plug in some text and run the template and see if you're getting the output. Okay. So, yeah, I'll go with the fourth one. See, now different types of itemizing, like the regular bullets, writing numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. It's again a very simple way to do it. Enumerate means list down, give numbers to my list. So all you have to do is whenever you want to generate a list, it has to be within begin and end. And I have already mentioned the document has to be within begin document, end document, as well as whenever you're writing an equation, it has to be between begin equation, end equation. And if you are inserting figure, it has to be between begin figure, end figure. Mostly it is like that. All these things like what are the important things we actually discuss. Section automatically ends. You don't have to worry about the section. So whenever you are inserting any item, it has to be between begin and end items. It has to be between the tables has to be between begin table and end table. The figure again has to be between begin and end figure. Mostly this and equation also. These are the 4 or 5 things which we would be doing throughout our document. So as I've told you, the first section is actually shortlisting items. We are actually listing down the items. In that first section, it is about number list. Next is bullet. Just to give number, you just have to tell item. Item is your first point. Again, automatically the second point, the third point, so on. So these things have to. So for example, if I type begin, enumerate, it automatically gives me, and as I told, it automatically gives me the format. You don't have to worry about anything. So it automatically tells item is where you have to start inserting your first item, which is whatever is the item. Let us say pencil. Pen. You have to give a space after the keyword. Once I save this, automatically it has added. Okay. So since I have not actually separated this subsection, so a new list has been created here. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4 again, because that was a new begin. So if you want regular bullet, we have something called as bullet. Okay. So inside that, everything, if you just say itemize, by default, it will become bullet. And you want a specific color, you use color. Okay. Next, we also have a type of bullet or type of list where the keyword is written in bold and the explanation is written in normal text. Okay, so that is actually called description type of bullet. Okay, so where the item is written in square bracket, whatever has to be highlighted, and the explanation for that is written in normal text. So these are different types of bullets. So these are the three things. First, 1, 2, 3. Still 1.3 is enough, and the other types of bullets for now we can ignore and move on to the important things, which is figure and mathematical equations, and then we'll do template. 9:50 or 9:45 I'll try to close and take most of the questions offline if it is in depth. If you need something in depth, I'll take it. So I think basically the three types of, can you bring out the difference between itemize? Itemize is for bullet, enumerate is 1, 2, 3, 4. Itemize for bullet, just it has not numbered anything here. And bullet, sorry, the enumerate is again bullet with which has numbers actually 1, 2, 3, 4. Enumerate itself means give numbers. The other one is description type, where you have a text in bold and explanation for that. This could be like we have it in our hotel menu, like veg biryani. So you give an explanation. Next, you will have some kofta or something. You will give an explanation. So it is something like that. So that in that case, you can actually write the third type of bullet. Now we'll move on to the figure. So before proceeding, I want you to go to Google and download any figure. Okay, try to download it in PNG format. That is the default format. Google download, say, IPL image, something like this. Okay. Make sure it is in PNG, JPEG. Okay. Let us say IPL. I'll prefer using, okay, let me see if this works. Okay. I'll paste that code, figure code, copy the code. With figure and couple of equations, we'll move on to a template. Okay. For now, I already have a photo. You can just download your photo. I'll show how to do that. So once you download a photo onto your local machine, click on this icon here, which is called as upload. Once you click on your upload icon, so it asks for select the image from your computer. All you have to do is just select the image. So it automatically comes and sits here. Okay. Yeah. So how to actually insert a figure, and I mentioned you all we are trying to do is insert the figure. Okay. So I have like begin figure, end figure, and if I want to call this figure anywhere, I have to use a label. I told any figure equation you want to actually call anywhere, use a keyword called as label. And how does the figure get inserted? It has to be between begin figure, end figure. Okay. You want the figure to be in center, say centering, and include graphics. It tells us what photo you want to upload. What photo, and if you compile, if you get an error, don't worry, because the text says my photo, that is my Balachandra photo. So that photo you will not have on your local machine. That's why I asked you to download, but it is okay for now. Just see, and I'll say this video you can actually do and see and do it offline. So I have uploaded that Balachandra photo here. This is the photo I have uploaded. Even JPEG or PNG works, but I prefer PNG for better results. And whenever you are inserting, do not give any extension. By default, it searches for that photo and takes, and do not have multiple formats with the same name. For example, Balachandra photo, JPG, Balachandra photo, PNG, and PDF. Don't do such a thing. Have unique names. So you don't have to give any extension. Whatever image you want to include, it has to be within with include graphics, and whatever height and width you want, you can specify. And caption tells what name you want to give. Once I compile this, let me open this here. Like somebody said, it is very difficult to comment. I'll just show it here. Okay. Yeah, see, now by default, whatever figures I had in this document, it has created a list of figure automatically. And if I want to rotate it, all I have to do is I'll come back to the overleaf window and show you. I have to rotate it by 45 degrees. By default, it is rotating to the left, 45. So I just have to tell what angle I want to be rotated, what angle I want the image to be rotated, the height and width, the image name, caption, give a name to this figure, whatever I have typed, and by default, the second figure gets number 2. I don't have to worry about it, and I have whatever title I have given. And also I have mentioned here label. Please have a unique name for your label. That means you cannot have same label for multiple images. This is how you insert image. I hope it is clear. If it is not compiling for now, because you have to, I'll repeat. And as I told, because you have to delete and comment lot of sections, you can't see the screen. Can you see the screen? Not able to see the screen.
Yeah, we can see the screen. I'm not sure why Rani is not able to see.
Okay.
We can see.
Yeah. Okay. So let me actually copy only so much and send you. Yeah, we are running short of time. I'll quickly close and show you the template and just show one equation and the template and we'll close. Okay, the figure is clear. I'll repeat once more. In 5 minutes, we are closing. And I'll take all the questions. And if you want any question, like any other section to be covered, if we find time in the next 2 days or at the end of the session, all the sessions, I can take half an hour more. That's okay. So now, as I was telling, the figure has to be inserted between keywords called as begin figure and end figure. This is one of the most important things which we'll be doing in our documents. Any articles, I definitely need to insert a figure because this is more important than equations also, because even if I have a school textbook, I'll have a figure. I may not have a text. I may not have an equation, but figures are more important. That's why I have actually placed in such a way that the importance of what has to be added, I have actually included them, because more documents have tables as compared to equations. So I've kept equations to the end. Okay. So begin figure, end figure is the keyword between which you have to insert your figure. Label is optional. Label is only if you want to call this figure anywhere. For example, let us call the figure here. That means, see, what have I done? I have given the uh, label here, Balachandra photo here, and that name I am referring here. And how do you refer? It is by a keyword called ref. And only on the ref keyword we have to precede with the tilde along with the backslash. Okay. So now let us say I'll give some other name, Balachandra 1. It will search for that, but it is putting a question mark because such a label is not available anywhere, right? When I actually start typing refer to a figure, it automatically gives me an option anywhere. I mean, uh, from the document wherever I have that figure, and I can call it. So automatically it is telling me figure 1. Okay. Now let us say this is the figure which is here. Okay. So let us figure reference. See, the figure 3 is automatically called here. I did not say which figure has to be referred to. So I just mentioned what label, and whenever you have to include a figure, I told it as include graphics. The title is given using caption, and label is option only when you have to call the figure, refer to the figure anywhere throughout your document. You give a label. Label has to be unique because you can't have the same name to multiple people. It's not possible. That's the only thing you have to take care of. And how do you call? You just have to write the keyword. I mean, this is not inserted. You just have to type the word figure, not the keyword, word figure, followed by tilde and backslash and keyword ref. Within that, you just have to tell label, and automatically the number is seen there. So we'll go to one mathematical equation and the template. Okay. So mathematical equation you can copy. Okay, very nice. Somebody has got very beautiful. Yeah. Copy this mathematical equation. Will be stopping soon, and I'll show you a template. Okay, copy this equation. I'll start explaining parallelly. So as we know, this math and symbol are the libraries or packages which have to be installed or called. You don't have to install on Overleaf. Only in the local machine you will have to take care of installation. So let us first start writing mathematical equations. So what have I actually called this document as? Start working with math. Okay, I'll download the PDF so it is slightly bigger so that you can see clearly. Let us see. There are two types of equations which you have to remember. One is called inline equation. That is, as you're writing your text, the equations will also be in line with the text. The other type of equation is where it is separate, where you will have a number to each equation. Okay. So this is a separate equation. Like below the text, you will see these equations. Below the text, see integration. This is coming below the text. This is a second type of equation where equation is separately written and each equation is numbered automatically. You don't have to worry about numbering as mentioned. And the other thing is you want to write in line with the text. That is called inline equation. There are two ways of writing it. So how do you write inline equation? Inline equation is actually written within $sign. Inline equation is written within $sign. You begin a $sign, you end a $sign. So very simple equation we are trying to write, which is let us say how to write a square. Okay. So if you have to write a square, let us write a square, but it won't give you because I've started using a power symbol, which is a mathematical symbol, and any mathematical symbol has to be written within $sign. So it was giving me an error. If I delete this, there is an error with the red button. So just close it. So when I compile this, it says, let us write a square. As simple as this. And a cap 2 is again very intuitive. So that's what I was telling. Most things are very intuitive. You just have to think. And if you start typing, it automatically gives you. Let us say a plus b whole square, which is one of the equations which we are very familiar. Let us state that equation only. From our school days, this is one thing which we started learning first in the algebra subject. So if I have to write a plus b whole square, so that the bracket has to be put first, and because it has to be a plus b whole square, so the square is for the entire a plus b. That's why I have put bracket, and the power is outside that. And a square b square 2ab. So simple. You don't have to worry about it. Suppose if you just write it as ab in this fashion, okay, the preceding letter will get power and not the other one. If you want everything to have power, you just have to write this. And you don't want this bracket to be visible. You just want square. Yeah. AB together will be seen, but still you have to figure out it. AB together is one word. Okay. So let us say you want to write it as 2 power 2n. Let me say a power 2n. A power 2n is what you want to write. If you say a power 2n, a power 2 is to the power, like is written at the power as superscript, but n has come down because n is not attached to the cap. So if you want multiple characters to go to power, you just have to write within curly braces. Now you will see 2n. You can write anything here. Whole thing comes to the power. Okay. So if you actually miss that, only whatever was within that bracket comes as power. Okay. So similarly, you will have commands to write summation. With this, I'll close. Write a summation equation. So summation equation, you have to write it using keyword sum. Underscore will tell which is the lower limit. Cap will tell which is the higher limit. And this is the keyword. If I compile this, see how it looks like. Yeah. N equals 1 to infinity 2 power minus n equals 1. Okay. Yeah. So I'll close here. So if you have any questions, we'll take. And I'll show you briefly how to use template available online. Okay. Yeah. So how do you actually take any template? Okay. So on your Overleaf, on your next to your account, you have something called as templates. You can just click on the templates. I'll just show one thing. Let us say transactions is something which all of us dream of, and one of the prestigious places to publish. So we will just take example of IEEE transactions. So if I click on this, or I can even click on conference paper, say. Yeah, so this is the usual format which you will see, and one of you asked like how to add multiple authors. This already has. So this is usually the double column format is used by a lot of journals. So all you have to do is, I'll repeat the steps once more. Click on templates, go to IEEE transactions, say you can check anything. If you actually see here, you also have thesis format here, but thesis is different for different universities, so I'll not get into thesis right now, and I'll take it offline. Conference paper, if I open this is something which looks interesting. I'll click on this. Once you click on this, it'll show you how the output looks like. All you can do is just click on open as template, and I've already opened it for you. This is how the code would look like. It has already given you all the LaTeX code. The document class, article, it has already done 11 point is the font, and A4 paper, I want the size. Okay, and use different packages like URL, Xcolor, and LaTeX symbol. Okay, and gobble to avoid page numbering. If you want, you can actually have it. Then title, author, everything you have already seen, like what I did now, is already predefined for you by the journal. Okay, you don't have to worry about doing all these things. He has already done. All you have to do is see, for example, first author. So all you do is first author, second author, third author. You give a different affiliations. It has already the first author, second, even till fourth author. Let us say I want to give my name. All I will do is just type Balachandra. Say Abhishek, second author. So say some John. This third author. That's all. It automatically changed everything. Affiliation, suppose we want to change, you just have to type here BMSCE, say IITM. You don't have to worry about the formatting, whatever I did before. I just taught you the tougher thing. This becomes much easier. As I was mentioning, writing thesis and journal is much easier. IITM. I'll just, instead of writing country, I'll say Tamil Nadu or something like this. It's done. So if you want any equation, all you have to do is, we had the equation here. I had the equation here. I'll just take the equation. Let us say begin equation. This was the equation. Okay, I'll take the equation here. in this, I've just done the equation. It has given me the equation over. So this is how you just continue with your template. Okay, and reference, as I was mentioning, this is to see, this is what you would actually use to call any equation or figure. So I stop here. If you have any questions, we'll take it offline. I'll hand over to Abhishek.
Yeah, Balachandra, one thing.
Yeah.
I I was seeing there is visual editor option. That rich text
Visual
option.
editor option for you, because it's a paid version. For us, it's a free version. We do not have.
Okay. Then what is that rich text then?
Yeah, I didn't get you.
Rich text.
Rich text is just a format. It is again text format, RTF format. It again comes as a Word document only. Mostly similar to Word document. Yeah.
Okay. So
okay, template format is not clear. Okay, I'll just repeat one more time and I'll hand over to Abhishek once more. See, template means you're actually targeting a particular channel. Let us say IEEE transactions. All you have to do is in your overleaf, when you click on template, the journal, whoever the editor is, he has already predefined the template for you, like how you have Word template. So all you have to do is start typing your text and your equation in the template given. Template is like a format which is predefined. In even in PPTs we have a template. So all you have to do is click on the template. This opens. So let us say transactions. I'll not be able to look into all the journals and all the thesis today. So let us say conference paper. So in IEEE format. Okay. So as I was telling, this is one of the popular formats. Any format. See, suppose you want to write it in this format, you would click that. You want to write it in this format, you would click that. You want to write it in this format, you would click that. Suppose I click this. Once you click, it says open template. Okay. Once you say open template, the .tex file is already written for you. .tex file is already written for you. So once I compile, the default output is actually seen here. So what was the title here? Look at this. He has already inserted the title. So say this is his title. You want to write your own title, right? Sound proof system, something like that is your title. So automatically it changes. You don't have to worry about doing anything. Okay. So already he has given you how would the abstract look like. So here you just have to type the abstract. Okay, so I will start typing my abstract here. It comes. I'll start typing my abstract here. So all you have to do is just go there. Yeah, VTU will give you a LaTeX file from the website you have to download. And if you want anything to be uploaded, you have the option of uploading everything here. Okay, upload it, upload from other project, or else you can just select and upload anything here. Okay, it says any file here, you can just upload that file here and start working. VTU has a tech file, as I was mentioning, like this. You just have to go to your VTU website. The tech can be downloaded and uploaded onto your Overleaf. Overleaf by default may not have your VTU. If it has, I'll have to look, because each university has a different format, as I was mentioning. I'll hand over to Abhishek, as like one question he was asking, why am I not able to see that? This is a free version. We do not have all the features. Uh, uh, he has university access. He's using that, so he has more access, more features rather. Yeah.
Thanks, Balachandra. So before we go and take our questions, but it was very wonderful session. So patiently you taught us a lot of new things. Even for me, many things were new. So having said that, many of you were asking the recording of all the sessions. So I have created one channel where you can go all the playlists of all our sessions which we are doing. It will be uploaded in this. So go to that and see the video. Even today's video, once we are done, we'll go and upload it there. You can check. And let me share my screen for next set of couple of questions, not more today because we are already running out of time. Just one thing. Okay, Balachandra, you can see my screen, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, so okay, go to the same link. All of you know what's the link you've got, and then 285 people are still waiting, I guess. So just go. Just wanted to check all of you have registered uh, in Overleaf web-based platform and willing to participate also. They'll give some time because you would have lost where your OOCLAP would be. So if not, go to ooclap.com and use the code BMS 31 May. Today is 31st May, right? Okay, fast. So few of them don't want. I don't know why, but yeah, at least 90%, 37 of you who have answered wants to use this. I understand many of you are comfortable with Word, but once you use this, you won't go back to Word. Take it from me. Okay, the next couple of questions is, will you be interested in attending an elaborate session on latex? So if you want to organize next workshop, maybe make your hands-on little more focus group. We won't have 300, 400 people like this. We'll have very focus group, almost like maybe very few of them, 30 of them and well, 20 of them, something like that online. We'll have detailed workshop for 2-3 days so that you can understand and you can ask your doubts, queries and all. Okay, so many of you want, we'll let you know and we'll open up the registration and for very focused group of people. Okay, next question. How many days would you feel is sufficient to master basics of LaTeX? Basics, not the advanced version. I would say basic. So be very careful while you're answering. This is just a poll. Nothing is correct or wrong. But yeah, ideally 1 week is good enough to understand everything and get mastery over it. But if you work for maybe around 5-6 hours with all the interest, then you will become master and you'll start teaching others. Okay, great. So the last question for the day is, any specific topic would you like to be covered during an extended workshop of LaTeX or document? Something which didn't go into your mind immediately today. Any specific topic do you have? Somebody said figures, somebody said templates, somebody wanted offline for bibliography and references. Sure, definitely. Equation writing, tables. Preparing interactive PPTs from latex and drawing equations, Mendeley, math equations, tables, adding figures. Okay. So I like this. Oh, many of you want equations. That's what I get to know from this.
Yeah, yeah. We will take it. As I told today, like Abhishek has mentioned, this
Great.
whole
Yeah.
workshop is to give overview, and whatever is your interest, we will actually be happy to conduct a detailed workshop on each of them.
So please remember, as we told in the opening remarks in the day one, that this is all our teasers for you guys. This is just to show some trailers, where actual movie is very big. So everything what we are covering every day is just small part and not in detail, because there's a lot of things. Research is not so easy to do. It's like it takes a lot of time for you to understand each and every point. That's why the PhD program is for 3 to 4 years, or sometimes people take more than 5-6 years also, because it's a lot of things to learn and it's not something conventionally we teach in our undergrad and postgraduate education, right? So with this done, we are done with this, but we will take maybe it's 8-4, but we'll take 5-6 questions and then we'll ask you guys to leave, and if you still have questions we'll continue. So where do I find questions? If you have questions, please post it. Yeah, one interesting question, Balachandra. So
Yeah.
So Rajat has asked, suppose we create a document using LaTeX and we ask for a Word format. So how can I download a Word from it and then submit it to my conference or journal? I know there are many indirect methods. Is there something direct
Yeah,
method where?
yeah. That's little difficult because when I asked my university, they said you just convert your LaTeX to Word yourself, but we did not have a tool as such. Maybe if it has come, I have to figure out. I understood the question, yeah, but a direct tool where a compiler has uh, the capability to give Word, I'm not still aware of. And converting PDF to Word using any online platform will definitely disturb the alignment.
Yeah.
May not be as expected. So this when I was also writing initially, I had written a lot of things in Word, and my university said let us stick to LaTeX, and they did not have a Word format. They said based on the LaTeX you create your own Word template. So then there was no tool as far as I could understand 4 5 years before. If something has come up, use Aspos. Okay, we'll check that.
Many tools like Aspos, but not directly like for Overleaf, I can do it or using tech
Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
because and
yeah.
things like that. It's all indirect tools. We don't have a
Yeah,
direct
yeah,
tool even.
yeah. Problem
That's
is if we have put in effort to get a good formatted document, if the formatting is lost, then the whole purpose is lost.
yeah.
Yeah. And
So
if you see if the college or the university or even the journal or conference, if they're asking you for a word, you can straight away type in Word because they'll have a Word format. Um, but most of them would accept both of them, and some would insist on Word. I think of late, yeah, some of them are saying, please send us the Word. Yeah, Abhishek would actually probably throw more light on that. I'm not sure. Some people, I think, some conferences are saying, please send the Word format, I guess.
yeah, most of the universities see. I am also not big fan of LaTeX unless somebody compels me, because from many years we are using Word. It's from your maybe at least starting of uh, your career or something, or even your education. You have been using Word. All of a sudden LaTeX, then you may not be that comfortable. But once you start using it, you don't want to go back, except for very few letters, small things. You'll go to Word, but not to LaTeX. But LaTeX is something more powerful, and especially technical. If you are in engineering and you are in research, mathematics, something which involves equations, figures, those things definitely you would need LaTeX. That
Like
makes
flowcharts and all we can draw.
yeah,
Flowcharts and all we can draw. But it is again, as I told, the question was how long you need to master basics. Advanced, it will take a little more time. If you want flowchart, also I had written a code some time back. I can share it. Yeah, a lot of things we can do. Even today, we did not touch the PPTs. Also, we probably could not touch everything. This was, as mentioned, this is just like a curtain raiser. Beyond this, we have a lot of things to be learned. We'll take it up as per request.
so because the LaTeX is available as one of the free tools, so we will also have a lot of packages or plugins. So somebody is asking, can LaTeX be used for drawing engineering figures? Yes, that's possible, but it's not as basic as the basic version of LaTeX. But you should have that packages to be additional added so that it will be easy for you to uh, draw those engineering and other things, right? Cross reference is possible in LaTeX. What do you mean by cross reference?
Mhm.
Sure, what it is. Devraj is telling.
Cross-reference, I'm not sure like what exactly they mean. Uh, like you usually whatever references you want, we put it in a file called bib file, and
Yeah,
that is what the next question is. And we had it at the end. As I told, all the codes I'll put it, and I have mostly told as comments how to run, what it means. So you should be able to do it even without me. If you still have a question, post it. Mostly we'll put everything, whatever I want it in thesis, in bib file. And once you call that bib reference, bibliography reference file, bibliography, whatever. So that has to be, that will be automatically numbered in your whole document. That's how we do. And I'm not sure cross-reference, if it is within the chapter, it automatically refers, no problem. If it is from a document to document, that I'm not sure. If it is like a complete, one document is not visible to this, then just paste that particular reference onto your one bibtech file. Multiple bibtech files you can call.
So cross-reference means maintaining the sequence if we add or delete reference, like how
100%. It will automatically take care of numbering. Just now we saw, right? If I delete one equation, delete one reference, it will automatically take care. For example, that is how you use label, and that is how you use another keyword called ref. These things will automatically take care of numbering. We never number the things. For example, let us see. If you have, let us say, one journal from IIT Madras as an example at position 1 in your reference, one from IIT Bombay at 2, and somehow you feel IIT Bombay has to be given more priority, this particular journal, not the institute, I mean, you want to push it first and bring the IIT Madras journal second. You don't have to change in your number anywhere. Automatically, it changes to 1, 2. You don't have to worry about anything. 10 journals you have, you jumble the way you feel like, automatically it picks anything. You don't have to worry about numbering anytime.
Neeraj is asking the same question. Can LaTeX be used as reference manager, etc.? Yes, you can use it in short. And Devraj, as well as I saw Anthony, many of them are offering, I mean, giving some solutions and they're offering. So we'll have them also along with us in the next sessions. Fine, I guess we have covered all the questions. We have crossed our time. So we will stop here and I'll stop recording. Before that, thanks a lot. Round of applause to Balachandra for taking session so patiently. It was very good, Balachandra. I mean, all of us, we really liked. And,
Thank you.
Somebody offline workshop for 5 days using LaTeX. Yeah, I don't know if it is BMSCE, then definitely we would like to have that when we have vacations or something around that. But if not, for others also, we will try to do online session because we have participants pan India. We'll try to do few more sessions. Again, thanks a lot, Balachandra. I mean, every day, day by day, we are getting excited with a lot of new things, what we are learning. I'm sure audience will agree with us. So with this, I'll close this session and we will meet again tomorrow at 6 p.m. Just join 5-10 minutes before. So tomorrow is very important. Again, all the topics what we have chosen is really very important. It's not that we have chosen out of the blue and we thought this is important and this is not important. But each and session, every minute, what we are trying to deliver is important. Tomorrow we have another faculty, Dr. Netravati, who will be talking on research identity, how important to have Scopus profile, how important is it to have Web of Science profile, how do you maintain your database, Google Scholar profile, what is H index which you have been learning, what is impact factor, what are the different metrics we use, how can you maintain and make sure that you become a little more famous than what you are in this research world. Okay. So with this, we'll stop recording. But if you have any questions or anything, we will take. And thank you all. And if you are not, if you are done with it and you don't have any questions, you can leave.